So I've read Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electrical Sheep? It is the inspiration for the Blade Runner movies, but is it worth to read the book in 2026? This book really triggers your philosophical part of the brain. So if you're into that, this is great. It's sci-fi, it's cyberpunk, it's detective noir. It asks us highly relevant questions to us modern humans about empathy. What does it mean, empathy? And if you haven't got empathy, are you not being human then? Can androids have empathy? Can humans not have empathy? All these kind of identity and issues around emotions and what is humanity is in here. Whom can you love? And can you love a human? Can you love an android? Can android love a human? Human love an android? So it's about who can we care for. Can we love artificial animals, for example, or care for artificial animals or not? Whom should you care for? It's in the bottom of this. Sentient beings, non-sentient beings, and who is who. And if it is such a division, does it really matter? Is everything fake? Or can we love and care for fake things? So if this intro intrigued you, I think you really like this book. And the book is, as I said, a very thought-provoking detective noir, cyberpunkish book. It's set in a dystopian San Francisco. We are in a post-nuclear war setting. And an important aspect of that is that all animals have died almost. So that's why there are artificial animals. Humans have left Earth, at least those humans who can do it, those who are of higher intelligence, they have left for Mars. People who are not that intelligent are left on Earth, and they are called chicken heads, which is important for the plot of the book. They live in a very sprawl-like society. Everything is very dark, and the housing standard seems very, very bad. For example, there are Hoover cars, and the cyberpunk cityscape is surrounding us. But Philip K. Dick is very effective in his writing, so he only describes that with a few words, I would say, 2-3 words. It's a short book, so only 185 pages. So it's a status symbol to have an animal. And that is a key for understanding our main character. There is also so that even those who are humans in this world, they don't, I get a sense they are not so good at empathy either, because there are empathy tools, which is connected to the religion mercerism. So everybody gets help to be, feel connected and have empathy, it seems like, at least. The book centers around Rick Deckard, who is the main character, and he's one of those who wants these AI animals because of the status, and the animals is very expensive as well. But he can't afford it, and for him, luckily, maybe his superior got injured or shot, and by an android, and that android has this model Nexus 6, and this Nexus 6 is there's something wrong with the model because they behave not obedient to their humans master, so to speak. So there's a kind of a slavery aspect here, I suppose. So Deckard's job is to find them and test them to see if they are androids, and then kill them. So there is a special test here called the Voigt-Kampff test, and it tests the empathy level. And if the empathy level is non-existent, that means they are androids, Andes, as they say in this book, and he has to kill them. But the fact is that Deckard struggles with his own identity, because throughout the book, it's implied either by others or actually by he himself, that he has, is he human? or maybe he's an android too, because he's having a job where he, has to be very unempathetic. He can't have the strong feelings of compassion, and that is difficult for Deckard because he is a bit attached to these androids. He thinks they are beautiful, for example. They are like us humans, so they are easy to connect to. The thing is that the android, him or herself, doesn't have this empathy or compassionate connection towards him, so to speak. So that is an interesting aspect that runs through the book. I'm new to Blade Runner. I've seen the movies, of course, but I understand it's a kind of debate if Rick Deckard is a human or if he is an android. I let you decide that for yourself. But it's and if he is, does it matter? Because I think that's one of the core things with the book. Does it matter who you are, how you are labeled? In a way, this book also concerns the many discussions that are nowadays on, being on the spectrum or not, being having feelings, being human, being mechanical. So it goes through different kind of important issues in society and questions that we have today about what is human, what is normal, and AI. What does it mean when we merge or integrate AI into society? What does it mean for humanity? I think this book captures all of that. So he's in the center of the story. He's out there like a detective or bounty hunter, then as it's called, and he also has a very complex relationships to the androids, and especially one of them. I will tell you about that very soon. There's another guy, a chickenhead, one of those left on Earth, called Josh Isidore, and he has he lives in this sprawl in this suburban poor area, and in the same house there live Nexus 6 models, but you really don't get the feeling that these Nexus 6 models are robots. They are very human, and he protects these models and care for them. Also, this is a guy who has complicated feelings and complex feelings towards the android, just like the main protagonist, Rick Deckard. There is a person here which is very central to the movie, sorry, and that is Rachel Rosen. Deckard meets her very early in the book, and I don't want to tell you so much about her because that's a spoiler, but I would be glad to do a spoiler video on this. Please comment if you are interested on that, and also if you are interested to discuss the book with me, because I'm interested to discuss this with other people. So if you have read it, please tell me. Maybe we can record something together and or just chat without recording. That would be great. Not to spoil anything with Rachel and Rick Deckard, but they have a very, very complicated relationship. It's worth mentioning that Deckard has a wife, and she's depressed, and she gets, as I said earlier, treatment from these empathy tools. So that has the kind of function. There is also a TV program that runs through all the story of the book, with the one who leads the show is called Buster, for example, and that part of the story is telling a lot of things. They talk about mercerism, they talk about a lot of things like humans, androids, and so on, and it's very comic-like, like in comic books. When I read this book, I've got this Alan Moore feeling, the guy who's created Watchmen and Swamp Thing, for example. You have this TV show in the background where they are talking, and everyone watches this show. So it's a very interesting way of storytelling, I think. But you understand, I really enjoyed this book. The book is very exciting. It's very difficult to put down, and I almost missed my station when I was on the commuter train here for a few days ago. It's very short, as I said. It's very effective. It's very effective prose. It's 2 to 3 words to describe a character or an environment. That is, of course, something you can critique the book for, because then you can say it's not so fleshed out. But in the world of many long series, as you know, I like to read too, and maybe you too like long series. I think this is a good palate cleanser, but not only palate cleanser. This is food for thought, and food for your brain, and for your for your aspect of being human, or perspectives of being human. It reminded me a bit about the video game I'm playing right now, which is Death Stranding. They are very different, of course, but it's this idea with human connection, and this fact that it's difficult to know what AI has done with us or not. So there are some aspects, I think, in relation to Death Stranding. I also thought of Fallout in the beginning, but I think that was just because of the nuclear war. So I think I was kind of, misinterpreting that a bit, but I got some Fallout vibes as well. What vibes did you get? So in all, it's a great read. If you read it, please tell me. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, of course. And if you like my reviews, there are many reviews on the channel, author interviews, and book and video game reflection from a storytelling perspective and a spiritual perspective. So until next time, see you. Have a great day. Bye.